Ooh, happy Sunday, everybody. We made it. The weekend. Oh, stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. Oh, man. Whew. Let's go. Yeah, it's been a nice, relaxing weekend. Today is my last day of debauchery. Been not working out as much, drinking some monsters and all that sort of stuff. So sometimes in life you have these ups and downs and diet and style and workload and usually when relationship issues happen, I usually get out of my own rhythm for 2 weeks, and then I always time it about a week to starting tomorrow. The rhythm begins again. I start my 10-day detox and all that sort of stuff. How's everyone doing though, man? Happy Sunday. Hey, baby girl. Who needs a rhythm when they got a Boise? Huh. Trying to be a better dog dad. Doing some self-training and taking them on more walks. As a hobby. Did just finish a great book, Mating in Captivity. I'm leaning towards. I've been going back and forth. Uh, Can't Hurt Me. I read the first chapter a while back, but it had like challenges. I was in a mental place to do them, but I'm pretty excited to do that. From Bangladesh. Well, shout out to our Bangladeshian brothers and sisters out there grinding hard. You should build something. If you don't know what to do in your learning path, build something. That's really the reality of what we do. We build things. As a matter of fact, I think that's what it says on my LinkedIn for my current job at Amazon. It says I build things. Usually it's more descriptive, but when I started about 3.5 months ago, or 3 months ago, whatever it is, I think it was 3 months ago. I think I just did a survey for my 3 month, like, how was the onboarding process and all that sort of stuff, and that was Monday. So it's been 3 months I've been at Amazon, but I wasn't able to really talk about what I worked at when I started there. Now I can, but I just put I build things. I had a front end Microsoft interview soon. No idea what to expect. I've never had one before. So I did a front end interview with Microsoft about 2.5 years back, and it was all data structures and algorithms. Didn't ask me a single JavaScript question. Didn't ask me a single front end question. It was 10 interviews because they wanted me to interview for another team real quick, and nine of them were you had 20 minutes to solve an algorithm 3 times with each person. It was exhausting. I must have done like 20 algorithms, 24 algorithms there, and then one was like cultural interview. Yeah. Good luck, man. It was a brutal process. Microsoft's kind of weird too, because Microsoft has a lot of like when it comes to compensation, they have a lot of breakdown based off of what their roles are. Oh, you know what I got to watch today? Is it even out yet? The new Attack on Titan. Oh, it's out. I should watch that before I live streamed. JavaScript frameworks piss you off, then do something else, man. How long should you code today? 2 to 4. Is there any master's college near you? I mean, there's masters at a lot of different colleges. I imagine so, though. Well, it's up, man. It said it's been up for 46 minutes. Do you have a blog? No, I don't really blog anymore. I just build courses and do mentoring. That's pretty much what I do now. And read. I do not know Golang. I live in the Tampa area, although I'll be moving to Seattle pretty soon. So, I did write 2 blogs last month, and I made like a whole 7 cents. So my blogging career is over. I wrote a blog on stylizing your console logs, and I wrote a blog on a dark and light theme UI. Not a dark and light theme fave icon. Mern is a. I mean, it depends what you're trying to do, man. But generally speaking, I recommend a lot of people to go full stack JavaScript for any learning path because I think it's a great way to get started in the career, and I think it's a good place to start. Have I ever used Ember.js? No. How to start understanding programming from scratch? Just start doing tutorials, start building things, doing courses. How many years of learning programming does it take when you realize you're pretty much good? That's one of those interesting questions because my year is not equivalent to someone else's year, right? So I've worked with plenty of developers who have 10 years of experience, but all they have done is repeat the first year 10 times. And that's a whole thing in itself. I have 4 courses short of my degree. Can I still apply for full-time positions? Sure. I don't have a degree. I'm not 4 courses short. If they ask about it, just explain that you're doing it. A good course in JavaScript game development. No, I don't have one I can recommend. Why are you in my YouTube algorithm? You probably were like, yo, I need to see a very handsome man. And that's the first thing that popped up. I don't know, man, because you're interested in software. Do you have a girlfriend? No, not anymore. We broke up about 2 weeks ago. We're staying friends. Who knows what may happen? But no, we're better off friends, it would seem. Udemy courses are great, man. There's fewer things as to fewer things better than a $10 course that gives you hours and hours of content. In an interview, what are some good reasons to the interview why I got into programming besides money? Having a good skill set, wanting an in-demand job, enjoying the daily change. There's not really anything like programming in the sense that you're always taking the abstract and making it concrete. Tutorials versus cracking the coding interview. Why both? Why do we break up? We're having some issues. It's not like we're screaming and yelling at each other, but there were some issues we were having trouble resolving. How much should I make? This next year I'll clear under 300 with side projects and total income. So probably around 275 this next year. Could it hurt to put the front end certificate? No, I don't think so. What qualities you need to be a good programmer? Patience, communication, and be willing to be very humble. How's Matt? Matt's good, man. He's all in on his business. He's trying to go back to the Philippines pretty soon and Vietnam and all that. Convert all of Amazon to Blazor. God no. Yeah. We met up when we were in Austin. He's good. Only met up one night. But it was nice. JavaScript's definitely a better beginner programming language. It's much more forgiving. First off, you should be offensive in your code, not defensive. Defensive programming means that you don't have good code confidence in your code. It's very similar to comments. In the fact that comments oftentimes are used because you write a comment because your code doesn't make sense. Why not write your code in such a way that it does make sense? So you can eliminate most issues that way. Would I rather have 10 million today or 18 years old? Money won't buy you a second of time, so I'll take the time. I have plenty of money today. Not like I can live up, but like I don't need to be a multimillionaire to be happy. Hey, chill, sweetheart. What's going on? What's going on, baby girl? Hey, you defending the house? No wolf. No wolf. No, baby girl. All right, get out of here. Do I still work out? Yeah, I took like last week off. Just been sort of chilling for a minute. My back, actually, I think I hurt my back doing a pull up the other day. Do I hate Redux as much as I do? Yeah, I personally, I think React has a lot of bad anti-patterns in general in the ecosphere. It could be solved by gutting out all of state management. Would I recommend coding bootcamps in 2021? I'd recommend them. Yes, I think it's going to depend on where you go and who you are. I don't think it's a great thing that's going to work for everybody. My views on Vue. Yes, I like Vue. MS and CS versus MS and information management. If you want to go into management, one's better than the other. I personally probably, I say this, that I probably want to go into management. But I don't know. When the time comes, I'll probably be a tech lead. So keep on lifting. Boom. Who needs to lift? You want the smoke? Oh? Hey, baby girl. No. I'm not. I don't plan on being on any dating apps or anything like that anytime soon. How common is it to have a technical interview with the hiring manager? Well, it depends on the organization and the team. I have 2 dogs. How old am I? I'm 33. I'm an L5 at Amazon. Which, if we were to look at levels.fyi, compare Microsoft to Amazon, you're interviewing for a L6162, which is on the lower end of L5. I do not know Hindi, no. Yeah. Any advice for a 20-year-old CS grad pursuing software engineering and building a personal brand on the side? Try a lot of things. Build a lot of things. You know, monetize a lot of things and just keep doing it slow and steady. Don't really worry too much about the amount of progress, just that progress is being made. How often do I take breaks, and when you know it's time? I usually take breaks at milestones in the like, oh, I finished something, and I would normally stage and commit it. I'm not sure what you're asking there at age 20. I started YouTube before I even had my first development job. It's just a video tutorial. Thought I could make some money, showcase some skills, get better. How much do you need to get your first software developer job? Go look at the job apps that you're applying to and see what's on there. What's up, Cronzy? The coding guy. Okay. Is it easier to learn programming at the age of 20? I don't. Why don't more people use the ternary operator? Well, depending how you're using it. So ternary operators traditionally are used only to assign values. Now, in JavaScript, a ternary operator will actually allow you to fire off methods. Other programming languages wouldn't allow that. That's a hack. And once you get down to nested ternaries, that's when you get there. What happened to your Discord? Do you still get on there? No, not really. The only time I'm ever on Discord is my buddy has a Discord, and also when I'm talking with Scribba. Scribba's got a big Discord channel, and they when I talk business with them, and I'm doing stuff with them almost every month, so we chat on there. Am I playing games? Just with the heart? No. No, not lately. There aren't really any games out that interest me. What tech YouTubers do you follow? I've been watching a lot of Eli the Computer Guy. I have not tried Cyberpunk, no. It's slow and steady. A lot of Eli I just put on when I'm in the car or on the TV for background noise. My personal computer is a PC. It's got a 1 gig SSD, water cooling. It's got 32 gigs with room to go up to 64, and then it's a 16 quad core CPU, Threadripper. Am I missing something, or is it really hard to write CSS sizing for all mobile and desktop sizes? No, I think you're missing something. It shouldn't be that hard. It should just be a media query, and then like if you've most CSS is for different sizes is just taking something that's like 2 here and going 1 here, like or taking 3 here, going 2 here. So, am I looking forward to the move to Seattle? Yes, I actually on Monday started the process with my work. So, big companies, you have to go and submit paperwork and, get a new contract, all that sort of stuff. So I'm doing all that. Looking forward to moving forward with it. I think I'm going to keep the house here as an investment property and either rent or buy a place there. It sort of depends, but I'm excited. Yeah, it'll be nice to be closer to family. And it'll be nice to different change. What is my monthly income? Well, I don't know. Let's see here. I'm gonna make, we'll say 275,000. It might be higher, might be lower. I divide that by 12. It's about $23,000 a month. 22,916 if I make 275K this year. So it's looking like it will be there or higher, but a month, yes. How's the work-life balance at Amazon? It's been great. So it's one of those items where, by the way, that's pre-tax. Take off about 6 to 7 grand in taxes right there. But yeah, honestly, man, I've loved every minute of Amazon. Everyone's been super nice. I probably wouldn't be so excited to move if I didn't get along really great with my team. So I'm pretty excited about that. How long stay on CSS before moving to JavaScript? Just move forward with JavaScript and keep circling back to CS. My favorite movie, Home Alone 2. I watch it every Christmas. What are my views on Elon Musk? I think it's cool that he's promoting electric technology, and I think he's kind of a troll. Elon Musk, I think, is like your typical dev. Sort of quirky, kind of likes technology, generally understands how things work, and then kind of trolly. I mean, it really depends on where your career. Eventually, you should have a deeper understanding of JavaScript and your framework of choice. So Dylan, given the times, how much shit you get for your identity in the tech world if you master the mash? I'm not sure what you're trying to ask there. Hey, Natalia. I mean, there's the demand for Android and iOS and whatnot, but I think web development's probably a better path of going. But if you have your heart set on doing mobile development, do mobile development. My most complex project when I got my first dev job. If you go to codingtutorials360.com, it's just an Angular JS site that I connected the YouTube API to. And that was enough for me to get my role. The short answer, master of the mash, is no. The expanded answer is no, but please don't ask questions like that are divisive. Because so one thing I try and tell you guys is like, typically when you are an employee, even if you go and you say like, hey, I do not represent my company, this is all my personal opinion, but you do it in a place that's recorded and you do it in a way that like, to some extent, you're always an extension of your company. You don't want to even broach approach subjects that are controversial. And if you do, there could be consequences. So you just got to be careful about that. It takes as long as it takes to become a professional software engineer. Months, years. Startup or big tech company every single time. If you want to work as a software engineer, my advice is build things every day. Is ageism a controversial subject? To a degree, yeah. Why big tech versus startups? Startups overwork you, underpay you. So, they're worried about being able to. Make sure they keep the lights on. While big companies, they are profitable and aren't too worried about that. So, but yeah, startups are horrible for you. Yeah, there's a reason you don't see more experienced elderly devs working at startups, because it's not good for you. How do you handle the horrible professors in college? There's a couple that come to mind, and there's two great ones that come to mind. Keenan and John were some of my programming professors, and I was always so stressed and overworked and trying to pay the bills while doing that they were always really good to me. But there was a couple that were like, what in the world? Between Boston and DC, where would you go? Probably Boston, because I think Brad's there, isn't he? Go hang out with the homies. Will I be coding in my 40s? I don't know. I'll be 40 in 7 years. So maybe. Although in 7 years, I imagine that I'll either be a tech lead or a dev manager. And so depending on that, we'll see where I go. I generally enjoy coding outside of work more than I enjoy coding at work. Am I still doing the one-on-one mentoring? Yeah, I just had someone email me today about doing a one-off session. I actually have 5 mentees right now that I mentor for about half an hour a week. That's something, so I do that. Coding 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. Your thought on that? You're coding too much. So man, GitHub, yeah. GitHub.com/pizzapokerguy. But yeah, are there developers older than me? Yeah, sure. To see Francis knocks deepay into another dimension. Yeah, man, I think Francis is gonna be the GOAT moving forward. He's just, if you just look at how he's just been murking dudes, and he basically cleaned out that division and then got his title shot. There's really no one left for him to fight. I mean, you can have him fight Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. That would be because their first fight was so bad, and Derek Lewis just won it because he threw one leg kick. But I think that's one fight just for fun. But he basically beat everybody else in that division. So. All right. Any long-term project you're thinking of? No, not really. I mean, maybe doing some mentoring and course building. That's really all I have. I do have a book I eventually want to write. Um, and I've written chapters of it. I just haven't had the mental fortitude to dedicate to it. So that may come down the road. How fast can I type? Barely above average, if I remember correctly, when I did like that typey test. I don't come from a Laravel background, so I couldn't tell you. From my perspective, what is the ideal amount to code? Every day, 2 to 4 hours a day till you have a job. And then once you get a job, figure out what works best for you as long as you're progressing. When reviewing junior devs, how much time do you spend reading their code for readability best practices? I spend quite a bit, although I don't really work with too many junior devs anymore. Yeah, let's see here. What's my field of expertise? I'm a front-end engineer. So front-end, I suppose. JavaScript, really. I love TypeScript. I think TypeScript is one of the best things that happened to the, JavaScript, and since I've been in the industry at the very least. Do you think machine learning can replace the work of some of what front-end devs do? I think if you say in theory, a true artificial intelligence can replace anything. Do I think in my lifetime we're going to have any machines writing code? No, I don't think that's a reality that's going to play out in a way that you think it will. They can't even make a decent UI to drag and drop code in. So good luck having something just work. For MS and CS in the United States, one should value university record more or focus more on location. I mean, it's really up to you to decide. Honestly, at the end, you're asking somebody who doesn't have a degree and has done just fine for himself without it. So I may not be the person to ask about this. If I could turn back time and change one way, learn code, I definitely would, spend a few bucks on Udemy courses instead of using all free ones. Yeah, YouTube and all the teaching I've done in courses and stuff like that has definitely helped my career. I've had it been mentioned at every job I've ever been interviewed for. So I started training my dogs a little bit more. I gotta do a little research on separation anxiety because they're like always in the same room as me. One particular, Boise. Gator's okay. He's like, he can do his own thing, but like Boise's like right under this desk. And back when Kat and I were dating, I was gonna get him trained, and I have a trainer already picked out and everything. But she was gonna help with it and do some of the trainings with me. Do I code software? That is what I do. Mainly in TypeScript for a programming language. Master the Mash, you should be using Chrome, man. Chrome's legit. I do my personal projects in Angular still. Thoughts on pip culture, sir? Are you talking about performance improvement plans? Every place I've ever worked at has had a performance improvement plan. I think they're good things. I think most of the time, in order for you to get a pip, you really have to mess up quite a bit frequently. And it's your opportunity to have a wake up call and turn around. I look extremely bored. I'm still tired. My favorite car. I don't know that I have a favorite car. I've been thinking about when I go to Seattle about if buying a Tesla or a Range Rover. How much sleep do I average a day? About 8. Am I tired from too much coding? No, it's just I was just up a little late with the ex. We were just talking, hanging out, and so our Cadillac's still cool. That's fun. I don't know, man. I mean, if you like Cadillacs, get a Cadillac, man. I primarily just work in the front end. Why do I still talk to my ex? We're friends. Things don't have to be bitter and angry and nasty. You can have adult conversations and agree things aren't going to work out, or there are issues that you're not going to overcome, and still be friends. The site I've used in the past, or someone recommended, was nwanime.com. nwanime.tv, excuse me, .tv. Code Sphinx. Have you ever thought giving up? One time. I never did, though. I remember really respecting April at the time because we were broken up. And I called her in a moment of weakness, and she came over and comforted me. And I remember, just being so stressed out and like basically crying. And she's like, "Are you doing everything you can?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "You'll get there." And that was all I needed to hear. And when things got rough in our relationship at times, that would be something I would think about. Is like her being there for me when she didn't have to be. Should I take a computer science degree, just an app web developer? I mean, you can. If I couldn't code, what would I do? Honestly, probably something still with computers. But if we take that out, being an electrician seems like a pretty good career path. Have a good one, Michael. Yeah, I was looking at the Model S. That was the Tesla I was thinking about getting. I don't use Python, no. Sorry. Do I recommend coding over being an electrician? I recommend you doing what makes sense for you. Are there more benefits that I would say to programming than to being an electrician? Yeah. But you know what? If being a software engineer isn't something you want to do, your happiness and being able to have a career is much more important. So, The reason I would be an electrician if I wasn't in like the computer programming tech space is one, job security. Electricity is not going anywhere in our lifetime. Two, it allows you to start your own business. And three, it's a skilled trade in which you can use it for yourself, whether you're doing your own wiring or pick up additional work or anything like that. And it's something that's not going to take a lot of education or schooling, comparatively speaking, to like 4 or 6 years in college. I use TypeScript primarily. So, yeah. But same with plumbing, yeah. Plumbing, you get into some weird stuff where you have to deal with like poop. Not, I feel like maybe there's a little bit sometimes people look down on some of these culture, like sometimes in the American culture they'll look down upon some of these more trade skills, and that's unfortunate. So, but yeah, that would be what I would do. Joining a brand new team tomorrow. Do you think I should be a yes man for a few weeks before starting my input? Not a yes man, but listen. I usually like to listen for the first couple of weeks and then share my thoughts privately before I start sharing them publicly. Yeah, I've never really understood why people, it's a very funny thing where, like, you have a lot of people who look down upon people who become plumbers or electricians or this or that, when in reality they got their career up and running quicker and oftentimes make more money than most people who get college degrees. Um, a lot of people get very low paying college degrees because there's just something to go for. I'm not talking about like engineering or business, but they go get like a history degree or like an art degree or English degree. And then they not only do they have all these loans, but they actually are in a worse career position than your typical, electrician or plumber that has started their career by the time the other person's just getting going. But that's the sort of, for whatever reason, that's just been how our culture's unfolded in the U.S. At least it's not like that everywhere. In sphere wide development, do you find the constant learning to be overwhelming? Do you learn enough to glide learning is supplement where learning is supplemental? I don't know. It's kind of what I like about it. At the same time, it comes in waves, right? Like, I've been at my new job for about 3 months. I've learned a ton already, and it's sort of smoothing out a little bit here and there. But it's stressful in the beginning, without a doubt. So, um, I don't necessarily try and learn outside of work too much. I like to do things code related outside of work, and I stay up to date what people are writing about and learning. But you know, have you ever heard of bug bounties? Yes, I've actually started looking into that. I was doing a little bit of research about ways developers make money outside of work, and I came across some bug bounty sites, and I think it's something I might just look into in my free time for fun. Do software engineers have inflated egos? I mean, that would be the traditional belief. Doesn't it get kind of boring looking at the same code base for years and years and years? Uh, I mean, there's a lot of reasons things get boring. Honestly, I find it refreshing working in a code base I've cleaned up or worked on because I know how to do it. How to fall in love with coding. Build something and see it work. It's a fantastic experience. I'm good, man. Do I change your stance on of the general thought it's easy to swap to another front end framework after learning one? No, I think that's still correct. Um, yeah. Generally speaking, most of them do the same stuff. It's just about learning the patterns and the syntax. Um, hey, baby boy. Oh, it's baby boy. You're gonna love Seattle, buddy. Be a bunch of wet puppies running around. Hey, baby girl. Has anyone told me before I look like Elon Musk? I've heard that quite a few times, although I don't see it. Trees. Yeah, start applying. See how you interview, and keep learning while you're doing it. What do I mainly talk about? Mainly stream. For the most part, I just answer questions on here and try to help people go through. I don't really even put YouTube videos out on the channel anymore. I don't really have any plans to. It's more. This is more so here, so I can try and provide some mentoring and direction. Which is what it's about. You know, YouTube for me was always a place to, make a few bucks, but it's really about me learning and growing and sharing. And now I'm kind of at a place in my life where I don't feel too comfortable sharing the things I work at because it's at a very large organization, and it's at a something that if I share the wrong thing, or if I don't abstract a concept out enough from a project I'm working on, there are real consequences. Um, and honestly, I'm moving on to other things, but I still like doing this so that I can provide some value and do that. Netlify versus Heroku, whichever one you want. I don't care. Did I start earning on YouTube early? I mean, define earning. Most of the money I make is outside of YouTube, but yeah. Jealous of your massage chair. Do you get any kind of Amazon ordering perks? The only employee benefit you get. I wish we got Amazon Prime for free. It saved me $100 a year. I love it. I you get a hundred up to $100 off of Amazon products. So you get 10% off of Amazon basic products up to $100. But I do buy a lot of Amazon basic products. Amazon basic products, I've been buying them for years. Desk chairs, whole thing. So I'll definitely use it. Link to the headphone that I'm using. This is $1,000 headphone. I don't know if you're gonna want to buy it. This is actually the headphone. So this is the USB Pre 2. You might be able to get it for $700-800, but uh, this is the headphone that headset that LinkedIn Learning sent me to record the course on object-oriented programming I did in TypeScript for them. I did, and I asked if they wanted it back, so keep it for more courses, and I'm about to do another course with them, so I guess they were right. Have I started on call yet? No, I'll be starting on call in the nearest future. Yeah. This is my personal headset here, though. Wireless, what are they? The Steel Series. I think these were $150. Not bad. I'm a fan. Hi, Dylan. When did you know you were ready to move from your first dev job? What are some things to check off before starting to look for the next dev job? Thanks. Usually, I'd recommend not being at a place longer than a year at your first dev job, as sort of a mental place. A lot of times, you're going to be working at lower level places um, when you start learning. And Yusuf, just search for TypeScript and look for object oriented programming. And TypeScript will come up for LinkedIn Learning. But when you feel like there's not much left for you to learn at your first job or two, it's time to go. And just start looking for a place where you're going to learn more and you're going to have better benefits and better pay. Do that about 3 or 4 times till you land at a big company you could see yourself at for a couple of years, and there isn't too much room for growth for you for a couple of years. How to prepare for GSOC? I don't even know what GSOC is, so couldn't tell you. Step 1, learn what GSOC is. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit. Isn't that how it goes? Google Summer of Code. It's like a hackathon. I wonder if I can volunteer for this. I have to look at this. I'm volunteered through code.org, and I talk to kids occasionally about code and whatnot. So, for a junior developer, I recommend you start working wherever you can get hired. Ever watch Dragon Ball Z Abridged? Many a years ago, not anytime soon. I haven't seen the whole series, but I've watched a couple episodes. It's like one of those things every once in a while. For some reason, I watch some Dragon Ball, and then somehow it gets recommended in my feed, and I catch an episode here or there. Anyhow, guys, we've been going just shy of about 55 minutes, going on to an hour. It's been fun. I appreciate y'all. There are links to my course in the description below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And I'll see you next time.